what time it is. Better watch how you step in. Yeah. But that was my niggas. Yeah. Got my nigga Ramon. But that was my niggas in the beer. I'm the commanding giant. Not for my niggas to be an honor and a blessing. Look, hey, straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on time when we ballin' my nigga. We be flying, fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change, and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home. That's what my rhythm say. But bitch, I'm grown on these streets and close caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my heart can gon' let him have it. Hey, you the shit, the truth, the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it. Ain't got no manners, all them pussy niggas talking shit. Yeah, I know they can't stand us, but UPK, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm ripping. And my niggas solid number, real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start stepping. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Down right now, all my sisters and brothers, because I love them, I see them dapping and hug. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapping together. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. Oh, I take your life, fully, you take mine. That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man let it get old. We in them graves, shit got me feeling pain. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complex. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Hey, hey.
They killed the U.S. in 1421. They did the same thing to my people. So like you said that they put millions of my people. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right. You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a I'm in a hell of a hole.
Was never expected to grow. Just hustle from setting the road. Get a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The way as the devil was known. America was never a home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hate, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this liquor be draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky. Nuclear missiles and making it official. I'm capturing every crack of the virus. Put them all in chains, where they need the peace, slavery for me. And let the whole world see the way the men and kings safe on the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the brutal show, we can all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your king be busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a payback is This is all mine.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood cells. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron right and trust the lies. The next Glock I'm back gon' be defined. I can get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember Yohanna's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord. Fuck the cocktail. Triangle, shoulder, clap, press to the game. I got this bondale. Payback subvention and dress. She a bomb changing. It served cold. I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box. I swear got that new cock smell. Made myself a target in the world of man shooters. There was design 5 for our babies to pass through it. The day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They want my jealous. I want brand new parabellum.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a payback is
Right, I'm a UPK nigga, straight out of one West, no contest. We the best to the niggas that's living, trying to contend with the stress. Going through the text, no access, country repressed, slaves. Niggas is dying off in waves, living in dirt, out some grave. Niggas crosswalk through the crosswalking on the white chalk, over the bodies of rolls with you paid. Americans killing us, saying they fearing us, put the drugs in the hood. Now my niggas delirious, put a gun in my face. All because of my race, click, boom, flash, put some skills and murder my ass. Like a chief in the slaughter, heart beating harder and harder. Baptized with these words, never giving me water, so now we pray to the Father. Give strength to the Father, that's looking for the Marauder. Fucking taking our daughters, nigga, it's more time. Lights up, nigga, showtime. Got the green light on that ass, here, no time. Either you up, shut up, but get your ass up. You ain't got time to be playing, it's all fucked up America. Heading for the deep mill, for the slave, reaping with the soul, meaning giving back what you gave for a clean slate. You try to imitate, and you was always fake. America, every city, state, this is your fate. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, 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 to America.
On the timeline, even though looking to expose the intricacies of things. 5, you a mind, right shit. But getting lit is a pastime, so in a minute, that's time. I hope you get it. If you didn't, you can crash mine. Kinda simple if you feel it, catch your last line. But it will confuse a bad mind. A damn shame. Let's take that plane and get your ass fried. Bombs from the sky, rich double lullaby. Then the nigga fly. Hope you got an alibi. Bombs from the sky, rich double lullaby. Devils was high. See it from the parking lot. Living for the ball out. Devils from the fallout. All our warfare, nightmares in the big house. And murderers for years and thinking shit won't go turn around. I never learned that this motherfucker burns down. Hell in the streets. Total of riches for all of you angels. Bring home to this beast. You room for time, but we play for keeps. I pray to my father, bring home to this beast. Remember them times we hung on the trees. All of you nations go down to your knees. Remember them ships. They brought us flicks. Fuck they apart. Bringing the heat. Whoa, whoa, whoa. To America. Whoa, whoa. To America. Whoa, whoa.
So now,
whoa. To America. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, to America.
God is going to destroy this empire. You got to see famine in this place. You think them fires in California is bad? That's just the beginning of what the Lord is about to do. Because you've been evil to the Lord's people. You've been wicked to the Most High's children, man. You've been destructive to the 12 tribes of Israel. Let me tell you something, black man. You got to put on your strength now, man. Put back on your strength and might, black man, because your day is coming. Your day is coming because the Lord is going to bring judgment on this earth. Hey, yo, let's clap it up. Give it up for the Lord, man. Hey, Shalom, Israel, with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge coming out of 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street. Under Commanding General YAHANNA. And since 1969, we've been delivering the truth.
Right.
That blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true people that the Bible speaks of as God's chosen people. I'm Priest and Officer of 50 Kashaka, holding it down for Priest and Officer of 5,000 Oscar Wogaball.
Right.
Hey, man, listen, Israel, man. First of all, man, give it up to all them brothers that's in the UK right now, that's in the UK right now, and gonna be over there for the high holy day. Man, give it up for them brothers, man. Commanding General YAHANNA, all the brothers. I heard Captain Carter's gonna be doing a show out there, man. Give it up to them brothers, man, that's gonna be out in the UK. All the brothers that couldn't make it, that would love to have been there, man. Just know we with our brothers in prayer, man. You know, not to sound Christian, you know, we don't do that. But you know, listen, man, pray for them brothers for safe travels there and back. And, you know, may the Lord be with them brothers and they have a glorious time.
Right.
And, you know, Lord allow it next time we can make it on that trip. I absolutely, water there, and you know where they at. I absolutely would like some of that. See me when you get a chance, go y'all. Hey, the water. Hey, listen, as I was saying, I gotta work tomorrow. Hey, listen, Salakia. First of all, man, listen, the water to the general for holding up what Christ put in order. You know, it's not so easy that we do such things. Do you understand what it is to uphold something so glorious? We don't get the picture of what's really going on. Commander General YAHANNA, when everybody else went separate ways and things start going disarray, Commander General YAHANNA said, I'm gonna stick to what's right. I'm gonna say, I'm not going to look left. I'm not going to look right. I'm going to stand straight forward and keep moving forward, obeying and following the laws, statutes, commandments. I have one to water. I'm too off. Shut that door up, Uncle Shaw. I'm going to obey the laws, statutes, and commandments, and I'm going to keep pushing. And he's seen what the scriptures showed as prophecies in the Bible. He saw and held on firm to, and the belief of what the words say in the scriptures, that this is going to work, that sticking to this is going to work. Do everybody understand? First of all, if anybody have any questions, put any questions you have, put them in the chat. We'll get to them. If I can't get to them, then, you know, Lord allow it, the water. If I can't get to them now, Lord allow it, I can get that answer for you. But we will get busy. Take the water, we will get busy. We will get to them.
Please like, share, and comment in the chat. Don't matter what your question is. Listen, if you're a hater, ask a question. Ask a question. We need these questions. We need these questions so we can prove that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people are the people of the Bible. We need these haters to keep questioning us. You know, it was a young lady, Salaki Sidebar. It was a young lady who said, "Oh my God, they're really black." And she was talking about, she found out some information about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. She found out that we are truly the people of the Bible as God's chosen people. And she was shocked and appalled and very upset. She said they really are black. It was glorious. I lost the clip. I was trying to save it. I was trying to save this clip because when your oppressor finds out who you are and they acknowledge it, it is glorious. Yeah, you all school. Any questions in the room? Any questions? Anybody got any questions? No? So everybody, Lord of Christ. So everybody know the Bible. Everybody,
I got a question, but
I mean,
it's a little different.
Man, let's go. I mean, listen, man. Am I not a priest and prophet? All right, then have at it. Listen, if I can't answer it, the man above me shall answer it. So we still got to get to it. I mean, it's only going to make me sharpen my sword. So let's get to it. While you figure out what your question is, I'm gonna say what I was saying. Hey, keep it down in the room, Akim, and all phones on silent. Barbecue shop. Hey, listen. Do you understand what strength it means to uphold what Yahushua Mashiach has put up? Do you understand what it says? Raise the bar. I'm gonna give it to you in layman's terms. Jordan. Let's go even further back. Magic raised the bar as a basketball player.
Damn right.
Magic Johnson put the bar up there. And then each time it took somebody to excel to reach that bar.
Right.
Or at least hold it up. Walt Chamberlain put the bar far above. And with each generation, the bar was being jumped. You understand what I'm saying? Jordan reached the bar. Right. A lot of people try and break his bar, even though what's his name? What's the boy name? Kobe. Yeah, come on. Let's not even stop
LeBron,
it. Kobe set a bar. Now, LeBron James reached bars and broke a lot of people's records. Here, let me switch it up. Lyrically, Tupac reached the bar. Biggie reached the bar. Big Pun reached the bar. Big L reached the bar. Nas reached the bar.
Right.
You understand? Each one superseding can I slack you for forgetting KRS-One, Kumo D, and the founding forefathers of hip hop. I can't forget Rakim. Hold your thought, Ayash. Rakim, can't forget Rakim. Each time somebody raised the bar. And gold medals when you go to the World Games, each time a record is broken. Somebody broke the fastest speed and this, that, and third. Well, Yahushua Mashiach broke the bar. The bar is, we can't even see the bar. We looking at it, aiming for that bar. Commander GEN.YAHANNA kept that bar.
Yeah, right.
So understand what it means to keep up this type of bar. It's a totally different bar from what the world thinks. He said, I don't give a damn how people look at me. They can look at me as a weirdo. I'm going to hold down this truth by myself. It was him, who the 12-year-old gentleman Hyman, and then his sister. And he was eating noodles for a Passover. And he kept with it. You understand what he's been through as a man to hold this down? Do you understand? It's like Do you understand? Moses said, "What do I tell?" Moses said the bush was talking. Was it Moses that was talking? The bush was talking to Moses.
Yeah.
A bush talked to Moses. Moses said, "Hey, do you understand?" And the belief that you have to have in the Most High in order to follow that, the belief that we have is. It's a scripture. Somebody pull that. The scripture I'm thinking about us now. The belief that we have, because we have it the hardest. You know what it is?
We haven't seen them, but they seen them.
Exactly. You know that scripture? If you got it, pull it. Bible Shaw, pull that scripture. Do you understand what we have to hold up? The bar we have to hold up. We are starting to see the miracles because we know what they are. We see the signs and wonders. But imagine the people that's looking at COVID like it's nothing.
Right.
Oh, it's a conspiracy. Everybody's so high that they just think it's a government. It's like a government conspiracy.
Right.
Oh, don't take the vaccination. They got micro chips in there and stuff. They think about the most outlandish fictional things in this society. And for you to look past that and see what your worth is and know who your king is and know who your Lord is, it takes strength. This is not an easy thing to walk in this truth. To turn yourself from the world, your own lust, to leave your own lust. This is understand the strength that we had, the strength that the Most High gave us. To leave your own lust, to not be the demon that you was in the world. Whether you was a gangbanger, whether you went to school and just did books, whether you just put women away every day,
Right.
new women every day, you stopped your lust to serve your king.
Right. That's right.
You said, all my friends is going this way. Some went and got hella money and they rich. Some went to prison, some went this way, some went that way. And you said, I'm gonna hold this truth down. That's a different walk of life. That's enduring. Also the con.
If I may, this is concerning Commander GEN.YAHANNA and all his strength for
Please,
his truth.
please.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 13.
Go ahead.
But he that shall endure unto the end.
That's see, you know what? You know you got to be one West because I was gonna have you pull this. I was gonna have someone pull it, and you pulled it because I just noticed my last thing was endure. Right? Please, Barbara Kushar, can you give it to me from the top?
Come from the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 13.
Go ahead.
But he that shall endure
He that what?
shall endure
Go ahead.
unto the end.
Unto the what?
Unto the end.
Guess what? For all those brothers that got to endure the day of atonement, that endured to the end,
Yeah, right. So.
you endured.
That's right.
You understand? You gave your everything to serve your king, to serve your Lord, and say, I'm going to fast properly. I'm going to fast, not because I'm in front of the brothers, but I'm gonna fast when I'm in that room by myself and that chicken is smelling damn good.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna eat. When my mouth is like cotton, I'm not gonna drink the water.
That's right.
Hell, I gotta go to work and slave and watch people eat on lunch break, and I'm gonna look strong. I'm gonna endure.
That's right.
You understand? Please, Barbara Shaw read.
Come, the same shall be saved.
The what?
The same shall be saved.
Do you understand the power that Commander GEN.YAHANNA has? He said, when everybody fell, I'm going to endure. Through all sacrifice, I shall endure. You know how many times, Goyala, you got up
Right.
and
That's
kept
right.
fighting?
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
I'm going to endure. Do you know Oscar Wogaball? You got, if no, people might look at Oscar Wogaball and then see and know his age and say, I'm not letting no young man lead me. You ignorant as hell.
Right. That's
Do
right.
you not know what he endured at his age? The peer pressure of the youth.
Damn right.
He endured that.
Damn right.
The peer pressure of gang on gang. The peer pressure of being a part of a gang. The peer pressure of women. The peer pressure of being hungry, of being broke, of being poor. You know what we have to endure as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people. Yet we endure.
That's right.
You have to realize what are you giving up, because you know what we're getting. We're getting the Most High to have our back. That's why UPK don't lose.
That's right.
That's why they win. That's why when you get pulled over by the cops and they trying to make a quota, they can't even make a quota of you because they tried me today. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm giving my own personal experience. They tried to get me today, y'all. I pulled right over and he came over. He tried to talk to me. License and registration is already here for you. There's no need to talk to you.
Right.
What we talking about? What you gonna say? I was speeding. Flow of traffic is at least 65 miles an hour because everybody around me is going 65 because I'm doing 65. What you gonna say? I was in the wrong lane. It's the third lane, but it's a fourth lane behind me. What are we talking about? Stop it. And then you know what he said, y'all? He came back to the car. He said, "Your license came back clean." He was so upset. He thought he had one.
Right.
He was so upset. See, but you know what this is? This is the faith of saints. You don't care. You don't worry about that.
Right.
You don't worry about what your sisters and your aunts and your cousins think about you. You're in a cult. You don't worry about your friends leaving, your women leaving you. Don't worry about that.
Right.
You keep fighting. All of us had wives leave us.
Right.
Damn right.
Right. Damn right.
Because guess what? They could not endure. They couldn't endure. They couldn't endure. But you know who could endure? You. You fought past your own flesh. Smoking weed, that habit is crazy.
Right.
Popping wops, that habit is crazy. Whores, that habit is a ooh-wee.
Right.
Ooh-wee. You understand? But you endured. Them were warriors. And the Lord don't want cowards.
Right.
That's why there's no cowards in this camp.
Right.
You won't catch no big freeders here.
Right. That's right.
You won't catch no nasty Nates here. They got to get weeded out.
That's right.
That's why there are covers hanging up in headquarters.
Right.
Them men couldn't endure.
Right.
Read Baba Kushar Salakia. Read that.
Okay.
There was no more on that. Somebody else give me something to endure. I know it's another scripture. You had the scripture holding for me, right? Let me get that, Goyalo.
The book of John, chapter 20, verse 29.
I think that's it. There we go. Come on.
Jesus said unto him,
Mm-hmm.
Thomas,
Mm-hmm.
because thou hast seen me.
Ooh, wait, that is it. That is it. This is it. Let me explain something to you. Yahushua Mashiach is having a conversation with one of the disciples. Read it again from the top.
The book of John, chapter 20, verse 19.
Go ahead.
Jesus said unto him,
Mm-hmm.
Thomas,
Mm-hmm.
because thou hast seen me.
Because you see me. Because you walk with me. Imagine those who come after us and never met Commander GEN.YAHANNA. Imagine those who never met the first seven. Because there's brothers in here that walk with them brothers, that knew what they was like. You understand what I'm saying? Commander GEN.YAHANNA got to walk with them. We never got to see them.
Right.
We don't know them. Go ahead.
Come. Thou hast believed.
Thou has what?
Believed.
Thou has what?
Believed.
Thou has believed.
Right.
He's seen the miracles firsthand.
Right.
Thomas seen him. He's seen them. He's seen what Christ was capable of.
Right.
He done seen them raise the dead. I seen the dead wake up too. Being in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Because being in that world, you're dead.
Damn right, sir.
Go ahead, Goyala.
Blessed are they.
Blessed. Say it again.
Blessed are they
Blessed are they. Go ahead.
that have not seen.
Ooh, wait.
Sir.
Blessed are you, brothers. Blessed are these brothers who have not seen Yahweh Shah. We only see him through the scriptures, through his works. We see the prophecies happening now. We see the Euphrates River drying up. So of course we see what's happening in the Bible. We see earthquakes in diverse places. So we see what's happening right now. We see something that's so crazy that nobody can answer. The world got shut down for 2 years. Never happened in history. The entire earth. Listen, New York is the city that never sleeps. It was dry. You could drive up and down the west side highway, the FDR. There was no cars outside. Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge. Them brothers was outside because we was still meeting up. We was drinking heavy. We was having a grand old time.
Damn right.
Mama, so you had your hand up first. Go ahead.
Come on, sir. You know they getting ready to bring mask mandates back.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. They're absolutely about to bring that mask mandate back. And not just that, because they have a new COVID that's I think we on COVID 65. I'm trying to figure it out. Listen, man, we on COVID something, and they are definitely shooting shots. They saying this one you can't even detect the COVID at all, and it's killing people with Slakia, unaliving people. I'm used to it. Goyala, you had something, and then I'm coming to you.
I just wanted to pick up what you were saying, sir, about how we was outside. Brothers was preparing for war. Shout out to class of Hebrew Academy 2022. My brothers, man. Brothers was outside preparing for war.
That's right.
Rolling over in doo-doo.
and mud
and snow.
Feces and
doing push-ups in the snow.
Rain.
Getting right.
In the rain.
Preparing
Brothers was
war,
listen, preparing for war. You're absolutely right. You know what that class was? And every class before them is classes of men enduring.
That's right.
Enduring. It shows men that you can do it. That's why you fought so hard to still be here. Because you knew you can do it.
That's right.
You knew you could do it.
Right.
Brothers was doing push-ups because a brother had a colorful sling on. You know?
Oh gosh.
And brother said, you know what? All right, no problem. We're going to get big on this. You understand what I'm saying? If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. You had to be there. But Salakia, if I may, right? But brothers endured through this. Brothers endured through pain. Brothers had ailments and still pushed themselves. See, when you look at when some brothers look at the generals, they look at the generals in their own perspective or their own way. I look at men that endured something that most people couldn't. My father is not in the truth.
Right.
My father is not in the truth. I have uncles that's not in the truth. I have brothers and family members and friends that I grew up with that is not in the truth. I had a family member that was in the truth, left the truth, and said he can't come back because he can't listen to me give him an order.
Good night.
Sisters left the truth because men have gotten second wives.
Right.
Sisters have left the truth because you won't put a Christmas tree up. You won't buy a birthday card. You're not buying a Valentine's Day gift. You're not buying a birthday gift. Do you understand that men endure pain? Men endure pain and walk through it and come out refined, even more glorious, more war ready, and giving pain out. You understand that? When you look at yourself in the mirror, know you are a warrior.
That's right.
Know who you are. Know whatever infliction that's upon you, you can beat it. The Day of Atonement tells you that.
Yeah, right.
It showed you that. If you walk through that fire, knowing you can suffer from not eating, from not drinking, and feeding yourself nothing but the word of the Most High,
That's right.
And living and surviving and thriving off of that. Do you understand you can make it through anything, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man? You have to endure. Ayash, you had something.
God. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 18, verse 23.
Bible show.
If thou shalt do this thing, and God
Wait,
commands
slow down. You know I like to taste the words, Ayash. You're trying to move fast. You know Ayash always speeding through stuff. We're going to call out Ayash's nickname Bunny Rabbits. Hops. We're going to call them Hops. Now, go ahead, give it to me. Come on.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 18, verse 23.
Right.
If thou shalt do this thing.
If thou shalt what?
Do this thing.
If thou shalt do this thing. Y'all got to understand, your actions is everything. When you act out, boy, you better know how to do it right. The men of the Lord act out every time. Go ahead.
And God command thee.
Ooh, say it again.
And God command thee.
See, most people think the commandments is done away with, but come on, the law's not done away with. Go ahead.
Then thou shalt be able to endure.
Thou shalt be what?
Then thou shalt be able to endure.
If you can do what the Most High God commanded you to do, then you can endure anything. It don't matter what fire you walk through. You can make it, whether it's prison time.
Damn right.
Whether it's that woman that's shredding your heart, walking all over your name, disrespecting you, but won't leave. If you can endure what the Most High tell you to do, you can make it through that. Child support, you can make it through that. Hebrew Academy, a drug addiction. If you name it, you can make it. You can make it. Read it again, Ayash.
Book of Exodus, chapter 18, verse 23.
Go ahead.
If thou shalt do this thing.
Man, the thing that you need to do is just follow the law, statutes, commandments. It's not complicated. It's not grievous. It's not hard. All you have to do is do it. Go ahead.
And God command thee.
Go ahead.
Then thou shalt be able to endure.
Then thou shalt what?
And thou shalt be able to endure.
Thou shalt be able, listen to what it's saying. Thou shalt be able to endure. Go ahead.
And all this people.
And all what?
And all this people.
All this people, come on.
Shall also go to their place in peace.
Shall what?
Go to their place in peace.
Listen, you know, I'm gonna give y'all a funny story. I like using my own experiences, right? Because I find it to be amazing when you follow orders, right?
Right.
And when you follow orders and things come out the way the orders is told, then you know you endured something. Salaki, sir. Ready?
Writing utensil tomorrow, sir.
Sir, here you go. Salaki, sir, would you like a glass of wine?
Here you go.
Oh, yeah,
Just like it too.
Oh, con. Do we have a proper cup for Osa Kuokabo, y'all? Salaki, sir. The last scripture was what, Yash?
Exodus chapter 18, verse 23, sir.
Salaki, sir. We was talking about how Commander GEN.YAHANNA endured and suffered through alone when there was nobody else walking with him other than 12 Shield General Hyman, and how brothers endured in this truth and stuck with it and fought when everybody else walked out of the truth, right? And their covers is hanging up, and how men endured through this and anything that Slaki, what was the scripture you read? Slaki.
Y'all let Mawasar take the outermost seat.
No, he can.
So he can have.
It's a light out there, sir, on the outside, and he can lean on the.
If you'd be more comfortable in the hall, you can take it right there. If you want to take it on the outermost right there.
And we can leave the door open so you can hear.
So I just want somebody to see me. You see me?
Well, yeah. That's what I'm saying. You can leave the door.
You can leave the door open. Slaki, sir, if I may. The book of Exodus.
Take a chair, Rob. Take a chair.
It's chairs out there, sir.
I got you.
No, he ain't gotta be out there with you. You just make sure the door is open. That's
And
all.
turn the light on right there for yourself, Salakia. Yeah, can you turn the light on for me? It's
So
right,
you slide up some, so they slide right here. So the color will be right there with the light.
right on the other side of you. Turn around.
Okay. So move this. One second. Move this steel chair.
Right.
Move it out. Have the door open, and you want to sit right there. Okay. That way it's a light right there. All right, come. Because I'm going to be focused on this.
Come.
Let me sit here.
You sit there. Okay. Loyalty to either of those two seats right there. Oh, either one of those two seats.
Slack it, sir. He was reading from the book of Exodus, chapter 18, verse 23. If thou shalt do this thing, and God command thee, then thou shalt be able to endure. And I was explaining how if you can endure, if you can do what the Lord told you to do, you can endure any trial or tribulation that you may go through, prison. And I was explaining the different things. And Goyala was explaining, what was the scripture you brought up, Goyala?
How John 20 and 29 when the bullet, or you want to tell me?
No.
Okay, so
It was about slacking. So it was about how Christ said, "Blessed be that have not seen me, because y'all have seen me and my miracles what I do. But blessed be the ones that didn't see me."
And I was explaining how us brothers that are here and that's walking and fighting in this truth, how we're enduring, knowing that we haven't seen Yahweh Shamashiach.
Right, but if you've seen Commander General Yohanna, you've seen the works that the Lord can do, right?
Which I was explaining, sir.
No problem, no sweat. Somebody give me 1 Samuel 18. We're going to discuss how to be a good big brother, a good little brother, and a good brother in general. 1 Samuel 18, start from the top.
In the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 18, verse 1, and it came to pass, when he had made an end of speaking unto Saul, that the soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David, and Jonathan loved him as his own soul.
Read that one more time.
Come. From the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 18, verse 1, and it came to pass, when he had made an end of speaking unto Saul, that the soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David.
The soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David. When is this that we're talking about? When is this that we're talking about?
It's like I didn't catch. Can you read?
When is this that we're talking about?
When?
Read verse 1 one more time.
Come. 1 Samuel, chapter 18, verse 1. And it came to pass.
What happened right before this?
I didn't catch it.
Let him read. I'm telling you what happened right before what the cut is about to read. Good.
And it came to pass, when he had made an end of speaking unto Saul, that the soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David, and Jonathan loved him as his own soul.
Here's a skill that none of y'all just did. All you gotta do is skim the previous chapter. All you gotta do is go skim. When I said what happened right before this, you know what I do? General will be like, General just go, it's in 1 Samuel, it's in 22nd chapter, 23rd chapter, somewhere around there. And he's talking to the whole class. You know what I do? I'll go right to where he started at, maybe a chapter before, and I'll go scanning, looking for keywords that's going to tell me what he's talking about.
Right.
He's talking about this specific topic. Okay, he's talking about that. He looking for this scripture, he looking for that precept. I skim. Right here. Got it. Right. Now, this is right after David slew Goliath. David slew Goliath, and then Saul loved David.
Right.
So he slew Goliath when none of my men would.
Right.
None of my current men would. Then he loved David. All right. He loved David. And then Jonathan began to love David once Saul brought him into the flock, right? So to speak. Good.
Verse 2. And Saul took him that day and would let him go no more home to his father's house.
Saul took him and said, you can't go to your father's house no more. Now you belong to me. You are now a soldier for me. You can no longer go to your father's house. Read on.
Verse 3. Then Jonathan and David made a covenant because he loved him as his own soul. Verse 4. And Jonathan stripped himself of the robe that was upon him and gave it to David, and his garments, even to his sword, and to his bow, and to his girdle.
Jonathan stripped himself down from head to toe to show David that I truly love you. I truly care for you. You are truly my brother. I'm going to give you not a sword in my closet, not a pair of shoes that I got. Actually, no, I don't need those no more. I don't need those. I am going to give you the sword, my daily sword that I use, and it's my daily sword because I know it cuts. You understand?
Right.
I know this sword cuts. I know for sure that it does. Take this sword. I know this shield blocks. I know for sure this shield blocks because I use it every day. This is your shield. I know these boots, when they strap up, you feel like you are running on air. You are secure. You're tight. Take my boots. To show him that I truly view you as a brother. Because love is an action word to us. To Israelites, according to the definition of the Bible, love is an action word. Much to what Kashakwa was talking about earlier with the sacrifices. Commanding General Yahanna had to show the Lord he loved this school and he wanted this school to flourish, but everyone abandoned him.
Right.
Everyone abandoned him, and he had to show, no, I do love this school. And the Lord said, well, show me you love it when there's nobody there. When people would look at you and say, well, that's not a school because there's nobody there. Show me that it is still a school to you. Show me that to you, this is a school. And he was one of the soul, he was the soul man, along with some men who stood by him. He was a soul man who stood and looked at this school as a school when there were no men here to call it a school.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
This is still something holy unto the Lord when there is nothing that you can prove it with other than the actions of a few men. You understand? He withheld out. And Jonathan showed David that same type of love. That same action love of take all of my best and put it on yourself so I can show that I love you. Man.
Verse 5. And David went out whithersoever Saul sent him and behaved himself wisely.
And did what?
Behaved himself wisely.
This is how you are a good little brother. Read it again.
And David went out whithersoever Saul sent him. Whithersoever Saul sent him.
Wherever Saul sends me, I'm going. Saul said, go to the left, I went to the left. Saul said, go to the right, I'm going to the right. Saul said, slay Goliath then. I'm going to slay Goliath. You understand? Whithersoever Saul sends me, I am going to be a good soldier. I'm going to be a good brother. And I'm going to obey that way. You understand?
Right.
Go ahead.
And behaved himself wisely.
And behaved himself wisely. Right? Why? Why is that part important? Why? Because as a man, you have to behave yourself wisely to please the men above you so that they know that you are behaving in the same fashion that they behave in. You understand? We are one body and one soul, and you have to behave wisely when you are sent out here in the streets to do street speakings, when you were sent out here to teach a class, when you were sent to go host or attend an event, or you were sent to war. We must know the men under us, the men above us must know that the men below them are on the same accord. And he's going to behave himself wisely. You understand? He won't embarrass this school. That is being a good little brother. A good little brother is, I won't embarrass the school. Because my big brothers
My Adawanyam would be disappointed if I embarrassed the school. My father would be disappointed if I embarrassed the school, which is the importance of looking at Gen.YAHANNA as a father figure. Right? We was all raised incorrectly in the world, and we treated our fathers incorrectly a lot of the times based off of what your mother said out of her mouth, or the fact that he wasn't there and your mother was there, but she neglected to tell you she ran him away. So you treated your father negatively. When you look at Commanding General Yahanna as a father, you treat him how you were supposed to treat a father. That's how you do it. You treat him how you were supposed to treat your daddy before your mother got in your head. Your daddy before your mother ran him out the house and made him feel like less of a man. So he said, I'm going to maintain my manhood and leave before I be emasculated just to keep my family together. You're supposed to treat Commander General Yahanna the way you would have treated him. And you would never embarrass your father. You would never do that. So you should never seek or allow yourself to embarrass Commanding General Yahanna. In public or private matters. If nobody can see what you're doing, you should never seek to embarrass Commanding General Yahanna. Never seek to do these things, because these things will always come back to bite you in the tail and force your father or your big brother to say, I told you so. Which are terrible words to come out of a father or a big brother's mouth. No father or big brother wants to sit there and look at his younger brother or his son and have to say, I told you so. We'd rather say, congratulations. I'm proud of you. We'd rather say those things. We don't want to say, I told you so. You understand?
Who
was really good?
I was reading, sir. And Saul set him over the men of war, and he was accepted in the sight of all the people.
Saul set him over the men of war. Right? The brothers, I know so many brothers that left because of rank raises, because they wanted to be set over men of war. You want to be set over a man, you must be wise. Are you wise enough to rule over 50 men? Are you wise enough to rule over 500 men, 1,000 men, 5,000, 10, 13,000 men? Are you wise enough to literally rule over those men? Or do you just want it just because you like having status over people? You understand? There's a certain level of responsibility that comes with these things, and David showed him, I am worthy. I am worthy, and Saul set him as a captain over his 1,000. I don't know if it said that part just now. Did it say armies? I might have jumped ahead. He set him as a captain over his thousands. I mean, he made him an officer of 1,000. You understand? Ayasha.
Precept, sir.
We go with the precept for now. Good. Come.
And also in the sight of Saul's servants. Verse 6. And it came to pass, as they came when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistines, that the women came out of all cities of Israel, singing and dancing to meet King Saul with tabrets, with joy, and with instruments of music.
All of the women came out of all the cities of Israel to greet the king with dancing and joy and jewelry and tambourines and tabrets, and they came out there for a good time because we beat the Philistines. So now we're partying. Good.
Come, verse 7. And the women answered one another as they played and said, Saul hath slain his thousands and David his 10,000.
And this is where the beginning of hatred came in between these two brothers, because the women said, Saul has slain his thousands, but David is 10,000. Saul got 1,000, he got 2,000, 3,000 kills. But David has 10,000. And they looking over at him with those long, flowy dresses and the beautiful coconut oil on their face, and the hoop earrings, and they looking at him like, Saul may have slain his thousands, but you seen that man, he slayed his 10,000s. And Saul looked at him, read on.
Come, verse 8. And Saul was very wroth.
He was angry. Saul was angry and said, how dare you? How dare you say he have slain more than I, whether it's true or not? How dare you say that he's slain more than me?
Right.
Khan. And the saying displeased him. And he said, they have ascribed unto David 10,000s, and to me they have ascribed but thousands. And what can he have more but the kingdom?
What can he have more than the kingdom? This is a terrible, terrible spirit for a brother to be in. To see a man beneath him in rank, a man below him receive recognition or acknowledgement or accommodation for something and get jealous. This is a terrible, terrible thing to do. And this is something that you'll never see in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, because as much acknowledgement as I've seen Captain Nazariah get for being dubbed the Kemet Slayer, Kemet Slayer, I've never once, as many times as General Muhammad has called him that himself, I've never once seen a bit of envy in General Muhammad when he said that.
Right.
I've never once seen it. You understand?
Khan.
Saul couldn't withhold himself. Saul had to express displeasure. He felt displeasure from a man younger than him in rank, physically and younger than him in rank, receiving that recognition, and that is a terrible thing for a man to do to a man that he calls his brother.
Right.
A man who just won you a war. You understand?
Khan.
That is a terrible thing. That is a man who has pride seeping out of every pore. You understand? Believing that he is something that he is not, which is why David was prophesied to, or was chosen to replace Saul. You understand? This is exactly why. Saul had just pride pouring out of every pore, and David was chosen to replace him. And that's why the Lord said, you have a king after your own heart. Because Saul was just like the Israelites who wanted a king. Nothing was good enough. You understand? Having the Lord, having the King of all kings, having the Almighty Father wasn't good enough. We needed a king in front of us. So I'm going to give you a king after your own heart. And Saul was a king. Nothing was enough. Nothing. Him being king and being chief over all of Israel was not enough, because a young man came and got a little bit of glory and he couldn't handle it.
Right. Right.
Read on.
Come, verse 9. And Saul eyed David from that day and forward.
From that day forth, Saul eyed David. Saul watched him with a hateful eye. Good.
Come, verse 10. And it came to pass on the morrow that the evil spirit from God came upon Saul, and he prophesied in the
otherwise known as a demon.
Come, that the evil spirit from God came upon Saul, and he prophesied in the midst of the house. And David played with his hand as at other times. And there was a javelin in Saul's hand. Verse 11. And Saul cast the javelin, for he said,
he threw the javelin.
I will smite David even to the wall with it. And
I will run this through him. You understand? He was just a soldier who stood up when none of your other soldiers would dare face Goliath. He was just him. He was just him who won battle after battle to the point where I have to embrace him more because he's such a good soldier. That was just David to him. And in the second that David got recognition, all the brotherhood left Saul's body. It all evaporated. You understand? Because there's not place in a man for both love and hatred towards the people. You understand? It's not in a man for him to have love and hatred, love and envy towards the people. You understand? This is why you cannot covet your neighbor's wife. You can't covet your neighbor's possessions, because you're going to hate your neighbor for having the possession, for having the wife, for having the Jordans, for having the drop top, for having the Beamer, Benz, Bentley. You'll hate him just because you hate that he has that and you don't. You'll eventually hate him.
Right.
There's no room for love and envy in a man's heart towards the same object. You understand?
Come.
Yeah.
And David avoided out of his presence twice.
And just in clarification, this is why when I drive through the hills of West Orange, I am envious to see those huge houses, huge front yards, built on top of cobblestone, huge backyards, and seeing a Mexican brother on a damn lawnmower just mowing it. He doesn't live there.
Right.
He's paid to mow it.
God.
You understand?
Come.
He's paid to mow it, and some guy who sits at a tech desk makes $500,000 a year. That's his house. You understand? That's his house. When his people pilgrimaged, how do you pronounce that word? The land. Took the land from people. Unalived. I gotta constantly censor myself. Unalived the people.
Right.
Robbed the people. Took the women of the people.
Right.
In front of the man who they belonged to. Took the men of the people. Took the children.
Right.
Used your children as alligator bait.
Right.
And to turn around and see that man is now hiring you to mow the lawn of his $750,000 house.
Come.
And making you think that man mowing the lawn is the problem in America. I envy the ability to convince the world of whatever the hell you want. I envy that. Because we are on the corner yelling and screaming that we are the Israelites. And nobody believes us. But he can convince the world he's not the biggest criminal. He's not the issue with this country. He's not the issue with the globe. When the Bible says, ask the animals and they shall tell you.
Come. Right.
Give me Job 12:6, I think that is. Hold that.
Come.
The animals will tell you who is responsible for being this beast off the earth.
Come.
But you can't even go in the corner and convince somebody that you are the people in the book. With all, do you know how many facts, how much evidence, how many lectures, how many debates we have to do just to fight for a crumb of recognition that we are actually the people in this book?
Right.
You understand? We fight for a crumb. He does all of this and can seemingly rewrite history without breaking a sweat.
Right. Come.
There's a saying that says the winner creates history favors the winner. If you win, you're the good guy in history.
Right.
If there's a war and you win, the other guy will always be the bad guy. When you're sitting on top of the earth, you'll never tell the earth, well, we're the bad guys and they were the good guys, but we still stomped them out.
Right.
You'll never say that. You'll paint history to favor you so that the people who are subjected under you will obey you, thinking that these are good people.
Right.
This is a good race of people. And that's what he's effectively done. That's what your oppressor has done. Our oppressor have done that while we are on the corner screaming on a Saturday. You can't chill with your wife. You can't take your kids to the aquarium. You can't do none of that because you are on the corner trying to convince somebody that you're a Jew.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
You're on the corner trying to convince the Jews that they're Jews.
Right.
And he gets to just on Saturdays, he gets to put his foot up, a mug of coffee in his hand, and watch Pedro mow his lawn. You understand? Pedro does a good enough job. He'll take a Benjamin Franklin out of his chest pocket and hand it to him.
Facts.
And make Pedro also grateful that he gave him a $100 tip. When he stole the United States from him.
Right.
Read. What did I ask for? Read.
You want me to start at 6 or 7, sir?
Job 12:6.
Come on, sir. I have 6. But wait.
Read 6.
Come on. This is the book of Job, chapter 12, verse 6. The tabernacles of the robbers prosper, and they that provoke Yahweh are secure.
They're secure. They that provoke the Lord are secure. The men who did these things to the people of the Lord are secure behind the cobblestone lawn, the cobblestone grass lawns of these houses. Those men are secure in that house. You understand? They're secure. But they're the ones who provoked God.
Right.
They're fine. Go ahead.
Into whose hand Yahweh bringeth abundantly.
Into whose hand Yahweh bringeth abundantly. We didn't want the world. We didn't want the earth. We didn't want everything that the Lord could have gave us. So the Lord gave it to our oppressor abundantly. You understand? We wanted to sin. We wanted to be Christians. We wanted to be Muslims. We wanted to smoke weed, sell cocaine, sell dope. We wanted to do the things the Lord said, don't do it.
Right.
Don't do it. He said, since you did it, I'm going to bring the earth into your enemy's hands abundantly. Because if you read Genesis, who's supposed to get the fat of the earth? Us.
Come.
But it's been given to our oppressors because we didn't want it. So he said, here, read on.
God, verse 7. But ask now the beasts, and they shall teach thee.
Ask now the beasts, and they shall teach thee. You
Right.
don't believe me.
Right.
I'm talking about Pedro and lawnmower. You like, yeah. Illegal immigrants crossing the border. Fine. Go ask Harambe. Go ask the lions. Go ask the extinct species. Go ask the extinct birds. You understand? Go ask these animals. Go ask the elephants who are trophy hunting. Go ask them. Go ask a giraffe. You understand? Go ask them. Good.
God, and the fowls of the air, and they shall tell thee.
They'll tell you. You don't believe me? They'll tell you. If you could speak bird, if you could speak dog, right? You think those dogs, those pale women that be committing bestiality, do you think those dogs really want them? Those dogs want another dog. You understand? But those dogs are also animals who follow their instinct when they see a groin. You understand? A private part. You understand?
God.
When they see a female private part, they're like a dog, which is why we say don't be an animal. You understand?
Right.
You're not stupid every woman you see. You're not an animal. You understand? That animal will just sleep with her because she's on all fours with her thing out. You understand? She's the one coercing a dog into doing that. If you could speak dog, the dog wants a dog. You understand?
Right.
The dog just wants another dog. But here, this pale woman is on all fours with a video camera. You understand?
Come.
Putting it online for money. You understand?
Come.
If you could ask the beast would tell you he's the great criminal of the earth. Him. But he gets to convince you with ease, convince all of us that we are not the Jews. I am not the criminal. This is him speaking. I am not the criminal. Black people are not the Jews. Pedro and his people are the problem with this country. You understand?
Okay.
And all of the deviancy, the sexual deviancy that I've allowed is really because you're not intelligent enough to evolve in the times. This is 2023, and you're supposed to get along to get along. You're the problem. He's able to say that and convince the masses. You understand?
God.
While you are screaming on the corner for one brother to listen to you. One. Hundreds will walk past you on that Saturday, and if one man comes inside this school, you are counting yourself as have done a good day. While he can lie to the earth, and the earth believes him. I'm envious of that. I envy that. And there's no room for envy and love towards the same object. It's impossible for me to love the oppressor. It's impossible because I'm envious of what you have. I want that earth.
Right.
That's supposed to be my house.
Right.
My lawn, my cobblestone. That's mine. That's mine. The day of Sabbath is a day of rest. Why can't I just do whatever I want?
Right, sir.
You understand? Why can't you do whatever you want? Why do I have to work a whole year for 2 weeks of vacation? Why? You understand?
Okay.
Because I don't own the earth. I envy you.
Right.
Because the earth was mine, but I misbehaved and God gave it to you. I'm envious, like the Lord said. I shall provoke you to anger, provoke you to envy with a people who are not a people. You understand? He's a vagabond who has no home. No home. Yet when I give him everything and make you watch. He don't even have a homeland. You understand? He has to go back to the damn mountains in Europe, to Caucasus Mountain, to say, look at where I came from. A hole in the wall. You understand? Meanwhile, you were sat there to watch his growth and his expansion all over the earth. And now he's revered as the best race. You understand? He's revered as the best race. I'm envious of him, so I can't love him. I will never envy my brother. That's why I will always love my brother. That's all right. You understand? I want Jordans, then I'll get Jordans. You understand? If I want them, then I'll strive to get them. I won't be envious that you have. Right. You understand?
Right.
If I want a beautiful woman, then I will go get a beautiful woman. I won't be envious of your good woman.
Right.
I won't go get your woman. You understand? I won't try to entice your woman because I don't have it.
That's right.
I won't rob you for your car because I don't have the car.
Right.
I won't take your rent money because I don't have my rent money. You understand? I will love my brother. I will show him actions of love. Right. You understand? That way I can never envy him. That's why love being an action is so beautiful. And women trying to make it into simply an emotion is criminal. Right. I feel love. I love you so much. Give me your car. Run your pockets. You said you love me. Yeah, that's the emotion I'm feeling. But I'm going to rob you. That's ridiculous. You understand?
Right.
That's ridiculous. That's why love is not an emotion. Love is an action. You don't care for somebody if you'll rob them. You understand? You don't care for somebody if you'll envy them. I think all y'all had a second. For a second.
Nah, so I was just going back off ask the beast in the field. If you look up animal attacks, they only attack the oppressors. So the grizzly bear, the lion in the zoos, they trying to unallow the oppressors, sir. They not trying
I'm
to
pretty
allow
sure
else.
they would attack us too, probably, if we tried to put them in a cage for everybody to see. You understand? They probably attack us too. We're not in charge of Turtleback Zoo.
The grizzly bear.
You understand?
Khan.
We're not in charge of Turtleback Zoo. You in charge of Turtleback Zoo? I'm not in charge of Turtleback Zoo. You in charge of the Bronx Zoo? None of my people, none of my kinfolk are in charge of the Bronx Zoo. You understand? So of course they're the ones getting attacked because they're the ones going over there and taking the animals and bringing them back here as a showcase. These are wild animals. Right. And you have children going to see wild animals. The only thing separating them is bars.
Right.
You understand? Yeah, so yeah, the animals are attacking. You understand? They're attacking because they're tired of you doing that. You understand? Right. And that's what the scriptures say, who shall rouse the young lion? Because what are you going to attack? You understand? Right. When are you going to get the hell up and say, you know what, enough's enough? I'm going to fight the way the Lord told me to fight. That's right. I don't got to go claw his neck and claw his torso. But how do I get up and go fight? The young lion, who shall rouse him up? It's like the old lion is crouched down, but as a young lion, who shall rouse him up? Who's going to get him up to go attack? Right. It's business to be done. All that screaming on the corner, somebody got to do it. You understand? Right. Somebody got to do it because in the end, it's fruitful. Ayash?
Real quick, sir, if I may. Just pertaining to everything that you were bringing out, and it's heavy. It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 14, verse 40. Let all things be done in decency and in order.
Why would you bring that out for this?
This was when you were talking to break it down, Saul and how he didn't respect the rank, started hating on David,
could. There's stronger precepts. You could bring that up, but there's definitely stronger precepts you could bring out for David and Saul's specific situation. Right? You could bring out stronger precepts, which I'll bring out in a second.
So, like I said, if I may, you know, as a side job, I deliver for Uber Eats, and it just made me it frustrated me to pick up a delivery, a slice of pizza, and deliver it to a mansion at Bridgewater, and the land was tremendous. It was crazy, and the brother answered the door. And I just had to ask him, "What do you do?" He said, "Rugby." I said, "Oh, all of this shit just for rugby?" You know what I'm saying? It just made me furious and envious. I ain't gonna front, you know.
Was a brother or was
a brother? Brother, a clean-shaven brother.
Oh, don't be envious of that. Don't be envious of that. He participated in your oppressor's games and got paid for it. You understand? He's just a man living the $40 million dream. You understand? That's it. $40 million slave. That's all. You understand? That's nothing to be envious of because that's your brother. You understand? He's your brother. And he ain't selling dope or nothing like that. He's playing a sport that, according to our law, isn't illegal. And the oppressor chose to pay him X amount of money for it. Right?
But if I may, sir, with all his riches, and outside of his home, he had about like 3 vehicles. He couldn't get his own slice of pizza.
That's what I'm saying. Don't be envious of him because you were a piece. Be envious of the oppressor who set up the system. You understand? Be envious. Like, here's the thing. In Earth, there's always somebody on the top and on the bottom. No matter, we're not idealistic. We're not liberal. We're not women. Right? In Earth, in reality, somebody's going to be on top. Somebody's going to be on the bottom. My gripe will never be equality. My gripe is that I'm not on top. I don't want equality. You understand that? I don't want to be equal. I don't. You understand?
Right.
I don't want to be equal. You understand that?
I do.
The only place I would be equal is with my brothers. And even inside of this military, we have rank. You understand? Only inside of this military do we have rank. Don't hate him for that. Don't envy him for that. Because he's just making a living. He found a way that the oppressor offered that paid a lot of money. He was good at it. You understand? And he had the luxury to order a slice that costs $2.75 and pay $13,
right,
to get it delivered. The slice is $2.75, but $13 is to him what a penny is to you. Discardable. You understand? That penny in your truck right now, you don't even. It's been there for 13 months. You don't even care. You understand? That $13 on that slice doesn't even care. Don't envy him because he took advantage of the system. Like the scriptures say, Moses, I got you. The scriptures, after the shot, the scriptures say Moses learned the ways of the Egyptians and was proficient in it. You understand? Meaning Moses learned the things that the Egyptians had going on, mathematics, this, that, and third and fourth, and became good at it. You understand? He became very good at it. Don't be mad at Moses for getting proficient at what the Egyptians offered. Be mad at the Egyptians for offering that. And if that's put you in like a disadvantage of what the Egyptians are offering, puts you in a disadvantage, be mad at the Egyptians for offering that. You understand?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Don't be mad at a football player for playing football. Don't be mad at a basketball player for playing basketball. You understand? That's like somebody being mad at you for being a school teacher. You understand? Not you specifically, but anybody.
Right.
You can be mad because I'm a school teacher. But because you teaching this, I mean, it's the books they give me. You understand? They told me to teach. You understand?
Right.
And maybe at my house, well, this is my school, I'll teach something different, which is why you got these black men trying to build their own black schools and all that. They got Umar Johnson, that's what we making. The Frederick E. Douglass School that he been building or not building, whatever, for 13 years, whatever he got going on, right? If I go to the North Museum, don't say, brother, you a traitor for going to the North Museum. I mean, brother, this is the only museum they have. What do you want from me? You understand?
Right.
Now, if we're going to build our own, then sure, let's build our own. Don't be mad at him for being a rugby star. You understand? He's playing a game that your oppressor offered. And that's it. You understand?
Yeah.
Don't envy him at all. Kashako?
So I didn't touch that line, sorry.
Yeah. The brother in the chat had a question. He said, Salaki out of one. Can I get a breakdown of 1 John chapter 5, verse 6?
I'll get your breakdown at the end.
Okay.
1 John 5. Does he have a second question? Doesn't see
Yeah, he said I need an understanding of what
Okay,
it means.
those
about
two
blood
questions
and
are
water.
1 second. Those two questions I'll get at the end.
Come.
Exactly, sir. Another reason why also, well, none of us should envy people like that is because we got something way greater than what they got. And that's the truth, sir.
Yeah. I mean, you got the truth. The truth is what allows you to own the earth. You understand? This allows you to own the earth. I mean, you do gotta. I understand the envy, right? I understand seeing a brother drive a G-Wagon and going. I understand because we're from the gutter. You understand? So I understand seeing that. That's why rappers come back to their hood and get killed. Get unalive. It's like, you understand? That's why you come back here with that damn Mercedes, trying to show us you made it and flex on us. We're going to do you in. You understand? Mm-hmm. Don't come here doing that. That's the mentality of brothers because they're saying you ain't giving me nothing. You're not giving me nothing, so I'm gonna do that to you. You understand? And the whole world understands that notion. Oh my God, oh my goodness, why would y'all do that to him? He was making good music. But when I say don't sleep with your brother's wife, everybody's confused. You understand? Everybody's confused. He's just making rap money. You can make your own money. Y'all haters. Y'all envious. If I say something about you not sleeping with another man's wife, you're confused. That's what I'm saying. You're confused. You understand? Envy is a terrible thing for a man to have towards his brother. You understand? It's a terrible thing for you to have. Don't be jealous, right?
Salaki, if I may, right?
Let me give another lesson from Jeremiah. You are exactly where you're supposed to be in life.
Okay, come.
You understand?
Come.
You are exactly where you are supposed to be. I'm so tired of the devil. I want to be on top of the earth. You shouldn't ascend in your past life, and we all sitting here because of that. You understand?
Right.
You're sitting here because as a nation we sinned. So before you say, I'm tired of the devil, just remember that we put ourselves here. You understand?
Concert.
Remember that. When you're saying I'm tired of him, be tired of yourself too. You understand? When you think of all your shortcomings, be tired of yourself. You understand? Be tired of all your shortcomings. When you're talking about how tired you are of the devil, be tired of yourself too.
Right.
Because if we were serving the Lord from the jump, we wouldn't be here. You understand? The oppressor has the earth because we gave it up. Acknowledge that. We got to be men about that and acknowledge that. We gave the earth up. And now we're looking at somebody else. That's why I said I'm envious. I'm seeing somebody do what I could have been doing if I would have just listened.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
That's where envy comes in at. You understand? Don't be envious of a rugby player. You understand? He found out he run well with the damn football shaped ball in his hand. He did it. Congratulations. You understand? I'm envious that we are not on top of the earth because of sins. You understand? Because you would not be worried about that rugby player had we not sinned. You understand? Mm-hmm. You have riches. You understand? Kingdoms, riches, servants, slaves, women, cars, jewelry. You have these things. You understand?
Right.
We want to be poor. There was a time where you thought pork was more important than sitting on the throne of earth. Please let that sink in. Tuna fish was more important than sitting on the throne of earth. Somebody else's wife, where you have so many unmarried women, was more important than you sitting on the throne of earth. So when you say I'm tired of the devil, be tired of yourself. You understand? Be tired of yourself.
Right.
I think I said last class when I said you go outside and you see the brothers drinking lean and be like, that's just such and such and them. No, those are priests drinking lean. Don't downplay it. You understand? When you are reflecting in the mirror, don't downplay it. We are here because of us. You understand?
Right.
And now we have to prove to the Lord that we understand where we went wrong at. Can you please destroy this man now? You understand? That's why you can't come in the truth for a day and then the world just go back to how you want it. Prove it. You understand? Live a life where you don't know when my son is coming back. You understand that? That's why the Lord repenting in the year 2000 was a glorious thing. Live a life where you don't know when my son is coming back. How will you react then? Can you be in the truth for 15 years? 40? 60? Can you go on your deathbed? Can you go on your deathbed with women holding your hand and young men who you raised up and your brothers around you and you on your deathbed and Christ has not come back yet? Can you last that long? You understand? Because I've had to endure thousands of years of constant disrespect.
Right.
You understand? Can you go 80 years of your life serving me before you start talking about I want to sit on earth? You understand?
Come on.
I gave you the sauce from day one and you never wanted it. But now you want to rush me. You understand?
Right.
I gave it to you from day one.
Right.
It's not, I didn't hide it. I gave it to you from day one.
Right.
When the captivity came out. Captivity brought you out.
Right.
Captivity brought you out. Over and over and over again. You always acted like you didn't want the sauce. So this captivity, I made you forget who you was. I allowed the man over you to have so much power over you, he made you forget who you are.
Right.
And now you want to rush me to return something to you that I gave you in the first place. When you gave it up. You understand? How about next time you don't give it up?
Right.
You understand?
Right.
When women are getting ready to leave you out, how do you look? So, all right. Good. Stupidest decision you'll ever make.
Right.
Good. And the Lord is supposed to look at you and rush. You rush to your door when she says she leaving? No, baby, no, baby, no, baby, no, wait. You don't do that, do you? Okay, so why do the Lord got to do that to you?
Right.
Why the Lord got to give you something? Why he got to be quick on his feet to give you anything when he gave it to you time and time again? Captivity after captivity. From father to son to son to son to son to son. Kept giving us chances. We kept screwing it over, and then we want to rush him. Soon as we get out of Egypt, we want to sit in the wilderness and say, well, he did get us out of Egypt, but Moses taking too long on the mountain.
Right.
Build the calf.
Right.
That's us. And then you want to say, hey, man, you taking too long.
Right.
Look, I've been in the truth for 2 years, man. Christ to come back yet. You understand? You've been sitting up there in the heavens watching for thousands of years. Listen, 1 day is 1,000 years to the Lord.
Come.
Science estimates 6,000 years since Adam was here. 6,000 years. Watch this. Watch this. 6,000 years. Times 365 days in a year. It's 2.1 million days. Right? It's 1,000 years to him, though. Times 1,000. The calculator can't do it. But you want to rush the Lord.
Right.
2.19 million times 1,000 on a rough estimate, on a scientific estimate, is how long the Lord been sitting there watching you do ridiculousness.
Hey, patience.
Been here 5 years, sir. So Christ back already.
Right.
What you talking about? You understand? What are you talking about? How about you live in the truth, die, live in the truth, die, live in the truth, die, and don't think about it? Right. What's wrong with you? You understand?
God.
It's ridiculous and selfish to try to put the Lord on a time frame because we sick of being on the bottom. when you was on the top so many times and fumble. You understand? You understand that in real life? You understand that in real life? And who watch football? Who know Antonio Brown? Receiver for the Steelers, one of the greatest talents of all time. Mama Saw know Antonio Brown. Mama Saw know him. Mama Saw know they gave Antonio Brown. You know Antonio Brown. How many chances they gave Antonio Brown? Chance after chance after chance. Tom Brady took him in his home, let him sleep there with his wife there, and so they could go to practice together and games together and live together and live the culture together. Antonio Brown still said, man, F football. Right?
Right.
How many chances is somebody supposed to give Antonio Brown before you say no? And you'll sit there and go, yeah, man, they did give him like 6 chances. And if I say the Lord gave you thousands, tens and hundreds of chances, you'll sit there and go, I'm still tired of being with this. You understand when it's somebody else.
Right.
When it's you in your situation, you don't understand. You did it to yourself.
Gone.
And how merciful the Lord is to even be sending Christ back. For what? He did it perfect. Why he gonna come back down here and deal with us? For what? He did it perfect. Past when he didn't have to for us. He supposed to just send him back all willy-nilly because you tired of dealing with that man with that $500,000 house. You tired of that. Why don't you go put some pain in and come back and talk to him? You understand? Go put some pain in and come back and talk. You understand? Understand that? Go put some pain in and then come talk to me.
God.
You want to come talk to me now? Go put some pain in. The scripture says, if not for the mercy of the Lord, shortening the days, we would be extinct. We'd be gone. We wouldn't last. The Lord is already making the last days short. That's more mercy. You understand? If he let the last day, people say this all the time. Dang, it felt like it was just 2021. Dang, it felt like it was just 2022. Dang, it felt like it was just 2020. People say that all the time nowadays. If not for the Lord shortening the time, we'd be extinct.
Yeah, come.
You understand?
Come.
Please think of that before you say, I'm so tired of dumb. I'm like, okay, all right, me too. So what? So what? I'm sure the Lord watched my life after life after life and said, I'm tired of him. You understand? I'm sick of him. You understand?
God.
He wants some time of the devil. Okay, me too. Next. What next? You understand? Nobody cares, especially not the Lord. The Lord don't want to hear that. The Lord wants you to go to camp, go to class, hold his feast days, do the work that he told you to. You understand? And just like you have mercy on your dumb red who has destroyed your trust in her, all she got to do is behave for 3 months and all your trust is restored. You understand? What she do is behave for 3 months and now all of a sudden, now she been acting better, sir. She been acting better. So I'm doing this for her. You understand?
Crazy.
The mercy you show your rib is the mercy the Lord show you.
That's right.
Y'all gonna be together for 40 years. Y'all could be together for 10 years. She been a demon for 10 years. Three months into year 11, she start acting better. You go, Mom, sorry, she's acting better.
Right.
She's been 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh, you gonna have mercy on her. Okay, understand that's what the Lord is doing for you. Please understand that.
Come.
You understand?
Yeah.
Please
Right.
understand that. So don't even like these celebrities, they just lost in the sauce up. That's all. I don't care how much money you cut me. You understand? I don't care. You want to make $2 million? Hey man, that's not crazy. You homeless and they get $1. It don't matter. You understand? If this cat make $2 million and he could still be a brother to. Let me tell you something. You brothers that make $2 million a year, please do. Please do. Please make the $2 million a year. I'll applaud you. I do. Because that should be $200,000 in tithes coming here for people who don't make $2 million a year.
Right.
That's right. Please go make your $2 million.
That's right.
Please. You got a skill, right? You sing, you do this, you do that, you play rugby. Go do it. and make that money and pay tithes. And pay your camp fund and pay your building fund. You understand? Go do it. I don't care about envious you. I'm mad that I let this beast who's paying you have the ability to pay you instead of be washing my feet right now. Get the corn off my toe. You understand? I'm not mad at you. Go make $2 million.
Right.
Go ahead. Go make it. Pay your tithes. Do your donations. Do your building fund. Do your camp fund.
Right.
I don't care. You understand? My gripe is with the guy who pays you. You understand? You be my brother. Don't treat me like I'm less than you because I make $40,000 a year. You treat me like a brother in all regards and vice versa. I don't care what you make. You understand? I don't care if you're McDonald's or if you're a Ford CEO. I don't care. You understand? Quickly. Somebody else had a hand up. No.
Salakia, sir, if I may. In that book of Job, chapter 12, I dropped down to 15, where it says, the book of Job, chapter 12, verse 15, behold, he withholdeth the waters, and they dry up. Also, Salakia, also he sendeth them out, and they overturned the earth. Can I use the scripture when I'm breaking down the Euphrates River and
Yeah, you can use
okay, come on. What?
So you want me
to take me back to where I was before?
Verse 13. Therefore Saul removed him from him and made him his captain over 1,000. And he went.
Saul threw the javelin at him twice and tried to get him up out of here. Twice. David dodged that junk twice. He said, oh, the Lord is with him because I threw that. I threw that. He dodged, the Lord is with him. He said, I got to stop messing with him. You're also down. Yeah.
It's like you, sir. I meant to read verse 12. It's like as you said after the javelin.
And look, and David remained obedient to Saul after that. Remember that the next time somebody check you harshly, and you like it. The next time you get in your little emotions and your feelings, remember that David had javelins thrown at him. Right. And Saul called him back later to give him a rank raise, and David walked in the room. He ain't saying, wouldn't be mad at him. He said, he ain't done that. He walked in there and came as requested. You understand? And still did the things Saul told him to do on a daily basis. You understand? Remember that the next time you just get upset at something random because you get checked for some foolishness you did. You understand?
Yeah. If I may, can I start again from 12 through 13?
Yeah,
verse 12. And Saul was afraid of David because the Lord was with him and was departed from Saul. Verse 13. Therefore Saul removed him from him and made him his captain over 1,000. And he went out and came in before the people. Verse 14. And David behaved himself wisely in all his ways, and the Lord was with him. Verse 15. Wherefore, when Saul saw that he behaved himself very wisely, he was afraid of him. Verse 16.
Meaning, he's still obeying me even after I'm throwing javelins at him, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, terrorizing him, trying to literally take this man's life. He's still being obedient. He's afraid now because now he knows David's not afraid. He's throwing javelins and David's still not afraid. He's throwing javelins and David's still obeying. David knows he's trying to do him in, and he's still obedient because of the order of rank. And the Lord didn't remove Saul from being king yet, so there's still rank order there. You understand?
Right.
Oh man, Saul was afraid. The king is throwing a javelin at you, and you're still coming without a question.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Yeah. Let this be a lesson. Man. When you feel any type of way about anything, like let's say you call a council, remember the issue with brother you call a council, right? Right. When you call that council, he offended me. Now we can take this to you still in the middle, before that council gets scheduled for 5 days later, right? In between that and 5 days, you better obey everything he tells you.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Yeah.
Come, verse 16. But all Israel and Judah loved David because he went out and came in before them. Verse 7.
He went out and came in before them. Meaning they see him going to war.
Right.
Saul like, I'm gonna get him. And they looking at the king like, oh my gosh, he hates David. Why do he hate David? Oh my gosh, is David a bad guy? And then they watching David go in and out the war every day, like, nah, that dude, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know what Saul off. David's solid with me. I don't know what's going on there. You understand?
Right.
Yeah.
Come. Verse 17. And Saul said to David, behold, my elder daughter, Merab.
I'm gonna skip all that. I ain't got time. 22.
Come. Verse 22. And
If y'all want to hear that right quick, Saul offers Merab to David. David says, nah, I'm not worthy of that. No, I'm not worthy of your daughter, basically. That's the whole thing. Go ahead, 22.
Come. Verse 22. And Saul commanded his servants, saying, commune with David secretly, and say.
So that actually is an important part in there, but let me paraphrase it. Saul only wants him to marry his daughter. Okay, I'm going to let you read it. Actually read it. Yeah, read it. Drop down to 21.
21, sir?
Yeah.
Saul
want to give his daughter to David. David's daughter actually does love Saul. Saul wants to give his daughter to David. Saul's daughter actually does want to be with David. And David's like, yo, I'm not worthy, chill. And here's the reason why Saul wants his daughter to be with David. Yeah.
Verse 21. And Saul said, I will give him her, that she may be a snare to him, and that the hand of the Philistines may be against him. Wherefore,
give my daughter to you, because I know my daughter is beautiful, and I hope that she is so beautiful, and you make love to her all the time, and you want to be up under her all the time, so that you forget how to fight. So I can send you to war, and you can pass away against the Africans.
Damn.
Let this be a lesson as to why we don't clap when fake Israelites pass away. We don't clap when Eddie Long passed away. We don't clap because they're Israelites. You understand that?
Okay.
They're Israelites, irregardless of the differences. They're the Lord's enemies, and we go against them because of that. But when they pass, they are our brothers. You understand? This was a misguided man. And we pass this. That was an Israelite. That was a brother. You understand? The Lord took him out of here. But that was a brother. You understand? That was a brother. And that's what Saul did was so evil and cruel. Because he tried to set him up to get taken out. He tried to get the Lord's anointed taken out by a Philistine. And what you'll learn later is, which we don't have time to cover it, so I'm going to spill the beans. What you'll learn later is when David has a chance to get Saul and cut him. Let me see how much you know.
Sir. He was hiding in the cave, and they was marching looking for David, and he cut a piece of his fabric up his garment off. Right. And when he seen Saul, he said, "I could have had you, sir." He showed him the garment. He showed him a piece of the garment he cut off, and then Saul, I think, he started crying or something. And he said,
What was said about you? That's correct. What was said at that moment?
At what moment, sir? Say it again.
When that happened. What you just said happened. What was
I don't know exactly.
In relation to this.
He said, "The Lord has chosen you to be king," or something like that. Or He's chosen you, sir. I believe so.
What did David say?
David still said, you were still king.
No, not that. You almost said it the very first time. You almost said it.
The Lord has chosen you.
What did David say?
Above me?
That's all.
David said.
Almost had it the first time. That's a man that studied. Give him a lot of applause, though. Irregardless, that's a man that studied, right? What David said was, I can't take out the Lord's anointing.
Sir.
Meanwhile,
right.
Saul was willing to take him out.
Right.
David is also the Lord's anointed. You understand?
Right.
You see the lack of brotherhood on Saul's part, and even when being hunted down, javelins thrown at him, hunted by an army, he still refused to do what he knew was wrong to Saul. David was leagues above Saul.
Right.
Leagues above Saul. You understand?
Come
He was leagues above him. That's why we have Dawadas. You understand?
Come.
Yeah, big one like a damn chunk out here.
That's right.
We have Dawadas. You understand?
I saw that. I was like, oh, that's it, sir.
I'm looking for emotion.
Damn,
We have
sir.
Dawadas. You understand? We have Dawadas. I'm too wild. You know what I'm saying? Screw me up. You know what I'm saying?
I was saying that about your brother. I was saying that about your brother.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all envious. That's all it is. Y'all hate it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. You chose to wear that.
You envious. I envious another level. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's why we have Dawadas till this day. You understand?
Right.
Because Saul was leagues below David. And
Right.
David showed in that moment, the Lord hath anointed me to replace you, and I'm better than you.
Right.
You understand? And I am better than you. Shakur?
Slack, yes, sir. If I may, David, even when I like first read it, like I read it in you know, growing up in a Christian home, like you see that David was on, like you said, another league, right? But it was at first when I was in the Christian church, I took that as when he cut his garment and they showed them, was like he was taunting them that, I could have got you. But now being in the truth, I understand that David was saying,
I
sir,
could have got you, but I refuse to do this to you.
because I am loyal to what.
You're the Lord's. I'm loyal to the Lord.
Right, Con,
You're
that's what
the
I was about to say.
Lord's- You're the Lord's anointed.
Con, sir.
He hasn't removed you out of power yet. And even if he does, far be it from me to
Right.
take my hand and do that to
Con,
you.
sir.
Which is why when Saul and Jonathan fell in battle and David found the man who did it,
Right,
David said,
right.
he didn't say, you killed my enemy. He said, you did that to the Lord's anointed?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You understand?
Right,
His
right.
brother tried to take him out numerous times. When his brother passed, like I said earlier,
Right.
he said, oh, you're responsible for taking out my brother
Yeah.
that I've been beefing with for years now. You ain't give him a high five. So let me run something by you real quick. You understand?
Right.
Yeah.
Slocky, sir. And if I'm mistaken, please correct me, sir.
Hmm?
But I think Saul told the heathen to do that to him, or Saul fell on his own sword.
Saul fell on the sword.
And when the heathen reported it to David,
He reported that I did it.
he said, "Yo,
Yeah, he thought I was.
he said,
Yo,
Saul
hey,
told me to do this." Like,
Yo, I did that,
He
yo.
said, "Who are you to fall on him?" He told me,
What?
to fall on him."
Yeah.
Like, grab him, bring him, like you done up.
Who are you? Slack it, sir. And
He says, "Fall on him."
Slack it, if I may, sir, right? That's what make this truth so glorious, because when you learn the amount of brotherhood that King David had,
Right.
and the amount of brotherhood that Yahweh Mashiach had, it's outstanding, and it's sad in this society that we live in, and we have our own brothers that's oppositions.
Yeah, but
That's very sad,
this
sir.
is important to note that David was perfect in all his ways, except for when he became unbrotherly to Uriah the Hittite,
Right.
his woman.
Right,
Understand?
Con.
All these other stories you read about David, understand David was perfect until that instance.
Right,
Understand?
Con, sir.
So the lessons on David are something that you should truly behold, because the Lord said, "You are a man after my own heart."
Right,
Meaning the Lord wants men to treat their brothers how David treated Saul, how David treated Jonathan, how David dealt with the men of Israel in general.
right,
So you are a man after my own heart.
right,
Fearless, courageous, brotherly, and compassionate to his brothers. You understand? He
right.
said, "You are a man after my own heart." That's why he said that. And like I said, the only instance he messed up in was Uriah the Hittite.
Right.
Come on, sir. I remember me first vetting my ribs, sir, and I was telling her, like, don't ever forget this. I love my brothers more than I love everybody. My daughter, my father, my mother. I love them more than I love everybody. And I don't think I was I wasn't fully back yet, sir.
You come.
And I was just telling her that, and she's like, I already know. She said, I already know. Like, but I wanted to bring this scripture out because this is like King David when he was telling Jonathan. I think Jonathan had just passed.
If he's telling Jonathan, this is before Jonathan passed. This is probably when.
No, this is after Jonathan passed.
He's telling Jonathan.
Distressed. 2 Samuel 1:26.
Okay, he's not telling Jonathan. He's speaking about Jonathan. Yeah.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 1, verse 26. I am distressed for thee, my brother Jonathan. Very pleasant hast thou been unto me. Thy love to me was wonderful, passing the love of women.
Jonathan is not past yet.
He's not past
when
yet.
this is said, this is what I was going to say in the beginning. He ain't passed. This is when Saul declared war on David. And Jonathan is the biological son of Saul.
Right.
So he declared war on David, but David and Jonathan were as tight as two brothers can be. Which is why I said love passes the love of a woman. That's why it says that, because they was as tight as two brothers could be. And two brothers were truly that tight. It surpasses the love you woman can give you.
Right.
The world has this misnomer that a woman would sacrifice everything for you before your brothers would. Please understand that is something in the world. That's something in the world. Your woman should absolutely sacrifice everything for you.
Right.
She should absolutely give you her last if required. You understand? But your woman will not pass for you. And she cannot take for you. She cannot take one for you. You understand what I'm talking about?
Con.
She can't accomplish that.
Right.
She's seeking your protection constantly.
Right.
Your brother is your comrade in arms. You understand? She can't fit that. She never can.
That's
right.
You understand?
Con.
So your woman don't settle for a woman who will not give you her last. But even if a woman does give you her last, she can never amount to the true love of two brothers.
Con.
Stay home, man, if you want to.
What you holding?
21. The rest of 21.
Okay, good.
Wherefore Saul said to David, thou shalt this day be my son-in-law in the one of the twain. Keep going, sir.
Yeah, keep going.
Verse 22. And
no,
Saul.
Actually, you can skip again. The next part is Saul's servant is going to convince David to marry the daughter. David was like, nah, I'm not good enough. Saul said, yo, go convince David to marry my daughter, because Saul wanted David going. So they go, yo, he didn't tell the servants that, but they're like, yo, marry his daughter. Yo, it's a good look. Saul really loved you. He messing with you. That's a good look. You marrying a king's daughter. So David does it. Right. And then read 27. Well, I'm gonna paraphrase. I get to the brother's questions. I don't want to run this over 9 o'clock. What happens after this? I'm not gonna read the whole story. But what happens after this is he continues to be a great man of war against the Philistines. Saul is like, yo, man, the Lord is really with this cat. I really gotta stop messing with him. And you'll see Saul go through cycles of this. He stop. Next day he wake up. Nah. And that's why they had somebody in there playing the harp, right? They're playing the harp to calm Saul down and get that demon off of him, right? That's why what GEN.YAHANNA says is the truth. Like he says, that trap music put the right demon on you in the gym.
Right.
It gives you that right, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gives you that drill music, that trap music in the gym, it gives you that right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I ain't.
Right.
You know what I mean? I ain't taking no shorts. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You go crazy in there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You go crazy. That's the truth, because they came in there playing the harp and they took the bad demon, the bad spirit off of Saul.
Right.
But Saul just perpetually had a thing against David, because David, it was obvious in his eyes, David was meant to supersede him.
Right.
And he wasn't comfortable with that, so he sought to take him out as a means to stop that. to stop the threats in. You understand?
Right.
That's it. Stop. Give me these two questions.
Khan. He said, Slakia, sir, can I get a breakdown of 1 John
Somebody
chapter 5, verse 6?
And then give me the other one you want.
I need an understanding of what it means by blood and water.
Okay, and give me the other one. Yeah, you got another question. Give me it. No, it's not. Something said Maccabees. Melchizedek, that's what it said.
Yeah, Slakia said, was Melchizedek the regeneration of Yahweh?
Yes, Khan, he was. Melchizedek was the Prince of Peace. That was one of the incarnations of Yahushua. It's Adam, Melchizedek. He was 5. He was Adam. He was Melchizedek. He was Solomon. He was Isaac. And it was Isaac, Solomon, and then he was Yahushua. Understand?
Say that again, sir.
Christ was Adam, Melchizedek, who was called the Prince of Peace, the Prince of Salem, Isaac, Solomon, and then he was Christ. He is Yahushua. He was Christ after that.
You said Solomon, right, sir?
What was the scripture he wanted? 1 John what?
1 John chapter 5, verse 6.
I got it already.
All right.
You want to read it so you can.
Go ahead.
1 John chapter 5, verse 6. This is he that came by water and blood.
This is he that came by water and blood. Yeah?
Even Jesus Christ.
Even Yahushua. Right
Not-
now. So what is I'm sorry, yeah?
Let's lock it, sir.
Okay, read it.
Not by water only, but by water and blood.
Okay, this is him who came by water and blood. Let me turn to it. 1 second. One second. It's John. Submission. So he came by water and blood. The water is referring to the water baptism. I'm trying to remember the breakdown. The water, I know the blood. The blood is talking about the fact that he was a Israelite by bloodline. He comes literally from the seed of David. He is physically the son of Joseph. That's what the blood is talking about. He comes by water and by blood. What it means he comes by the water is he is the baptism. Christ is the baptism. You understand?
Right.
So when it comes and he comes by water, when it says you shall receive living water, you're receiving Christ. You understand? Living water shall flow out of him. That is Christ, right? Christ, water is the word. Christ is the word, right? The precept for that is John 1:1. All right.
Let's lock it, sir.
John 1:1 is the precept for Christ is the word. The water is the exact same thing. The water is the baptism. You understand? It's the exact same thing. All right.
John is John, sir.
John 1:1, chapter 1, verse 1.
1 John 5 and 6. The precept to that is John 1:1.
The precept of the water part. He came by water and by blood. He got baptized by John the Baptist. He came by water. You understand? He came by water. He is the baptism. You understand?
Right.
He is that. And then by blood is because he's an Israelite by physical lineage. You understand? He's the son of David, the son of Joseph. All right.
Yeah. So that destroys the Christian church because it says this right here. By blood, that means you had to physically be born.
Right.
Physically be born, and you had to have a daddy.
They don't. Okay, that's the part you're messing up at. The Christians believe that he was physically born.
Right.
But they don't believe that he had that father who was walking on earth.
Right.
Well, Salaki, wouldn't this destroy it? Because if
yes, it does when you say by blood means Whoa, all you gotta do is go back to Numbers. You are the seed of your father.
Right, that's what I was going to
Okay,
say.
so if blood means you're the seed of your father, another precept, Romans 9:4,
Right.
in that chapter really, where Paul says, my brothers by blood who are Israelites, and he says that, yeah, that you can tie that whole thing together to say he was born from a man.
Right.
All you got to do is see who was with Mary. Bing, Joseph was with Mary.
Right.
Done. You understand?
Come.
That's it.
Wow.
Keep reading, sir.
No, that's
He
the
said,
thing with that.
that's like, he said, come, sir.
So we got no Melchizedek and we got his other scripture, right?
Come.
Questions?
But it's gonna take too long, sir.
It might not. Yeah.
Fuck it, sir. I need the parables of Yahushua.
Yeah, I can't give you the parables of Yahushua because everything Yahushua said was parables. So you want to rephrase your question? Is there something specific you're looking for?
I get the first three scriptures. 3 verses, sir. It's like
You want the parables. Like
I want
that.
the first parable he said.
You want to break down. Okay, so let me get it straight. You want the parables that Yahushua spoke in, where he said,
Another parable I speak unto thee.
Bid you to the wedding, the virgins are ready, these women are not, like those parables.
Come, not that one specifically.
But you want the parables broken down.
Right.
You can give me one right now to break it down.
Come, sir. This is Matthew chapter 13, verse 33. Another parable spake he unto them. The kingdom of heaven is like unto leaven, which a woman took and hid in 3 measures of meal.
Y'all don't forget to say Akim got it every time y'all grab the scripture.
Come,
sir.
Akim out of one.
Matthew 13,
15:33. 13:33.
All right, get to me again up.
The book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 33. Another parable spake he unto them. The kingdom of heaven is like unto leaven, which a woman took and hid in 3 measures of meal, till the whole was leavened.
You want to understand it?
I think I get it, but I just want to break down.
You having this like leaven, which women
You gotta
took
find
and hid in the whole. Huh?
Basic socket, so let's cut you off.
No, it's not it. Not it. That she took it and hid it in 3 what?
3
3 measures of meal. So the whole thing was leaven. It's a little bit of leaven. Put it in 3 measures of meal, 3 measures of flour and water, bread, whatever.
Okay.
And hiding it to you brothers are a small piece of leaven inside of the whole 3 meals of Israel. We have to grow until we make the whole thing leaven.
Right.
Until all of Israel comes into the truth. You understand?
So I can see
That's
it.
the kingdom of heaven. Right? Read it again. I'm gonna break it down as he's reading it.
Matthew 13:33. Another parable spake he unto them. The kingdom of heaven is like unto leaven.
Oh, come.
Which a woman took.
Woman took the leaven.
And hid in 3 measures of meal.
You're the leaven. Woman took it, put it in the 3 measures of meal. The meal is Israel. A couple righteous men in Israel. Yeah.
Come. Till the whole was leavened.
These men are going to be speaking on the corners, teaching classes, going to events, doing this, doing that, until everybody wakes up.
Right.
Come. I have it. The water, sir.
All right. If you go, you could bring this back as many times as you want, like the different parables and stuff. Right now, I just can't get all these.
Next class.
Yeah, because damn everything you said is a parable. So any parables you read and you want to break down on, you can always bring them back every Thursday.
If I may,
Okay.
leaven is like
What makes the bread rise?
right. So it's like Israel to rise and we all.
Yeah, that's why it's the parable. Yeah, the parable is, without the leaven, you can make flat bread, but flat bread doesn't rise, it's flat, right? You want the bread to rise, you want your people to rise. I'm going to insert this leaven, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this leaven, so we're going to take a little bit of leaven. I'm going to make this leaven work, though, right? This leaven going to have to do what it do, though, right? Put this leaven in this 3 measures of meal. This is a miracle that it's talking about.
Right.
That's why, like, if you ever made bread from scratch, which I have,
Okay.
It takes a little bit of leaven to make the whole bread rise.
Right.
You understand? So you put that little bit of leaven in that whole measure of meal, and you want the whole bread to rise. A little bit of leaven is doing a lot of work. What you brothers do is a lot of work. Each one of you brothers is doing like the work of 6, 7, 10 men. You understand?
Watch.
It's not good, sir. I was about to say that.
Yeah, right.
I was about to say that, like, so the little bit of leaven would be considered, as far as what we're like us right now, the little bit of leaven would be Commander General was the little bit of leaven to make all of us rise. Or to say the
Before
7.
him, you could say
The 7 or
our Bivens,
That's
Bivens,
right.
and then you got the 7 heads, and then you got Commander Gen.YAHANNA. Those men was a little bit of leaven.
Right.
Put in the middle of Israel.
Right.
Although some men fall long, the parable isn't meant to be exact. You got to be exactly like yeast, and they got to be exactly like bread. It's a parable.
Right.
Same way how you make rap bars.
Right.
They don't have to be exactly the same, but a metaphor could be hard. You don't have to literally, a cop isn't literally a pig.
Right.
You understand?
Sir.
It doesn't literally eat anything, but you could say you eat anything, but you will harm anything. You understand?
I understand.
It was literally, you probably won't literally harm anything. No, you might not harm yourself, but you could say you harm anything, right? You don't have to literally be level, literally be meal, right? But you take those couple of brothers, put them in there, and those couple of brothers are responsible for the expansion and growth.
That's
Right. Come. Okay.
Now your yeast,
Right.
is to grow other people.
Right. Come, sir.
It's like, sir, can a precept be like what Christ said, like, I'm the well of living water, and the other water you should drink this water forever?
You would have to pull it, but I think so.
That's the one way the well.
I am a well of living water.
Right.
You want to drink this living water forever?
And then Joe.
I mean, you need water for the bread, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's a parable. When you start tying all that together, that's why I said rap bars, right?
Right.
That's why brothers rap the way they rap. You rap the way we recorded scriptures. You understand? The rap we recorded scriptures. It's a black man's book.
Right. Come,
It's
sir.
a black book. It's a Hispanic book. It's a native book. That's why. You understand?
Come.
Because all that leaven and all that flour, why is it called meal? Because that meal has some water. You understand?
Right.
This is right. All right. I'll come back next week. It's 9 to 5. I'm 6, bro. Now, Israelite, much you. You good unless you're done.